Keshia is one of my favorite people. I work with great people across the division and department, but Keshia is one of those special people. She's smart, she's a hard worker, she volunteers for everything. She gets along with everybody. She has excellent customer service skills and people skills. When my wife first met her, she wanted to adopt her. She's that kind of person. She's been with us since 2005, September 2005. I was able to promote her to water treatment technical supervisor. Her duties in that position include supervising the water quality laboratory. Previous to her promotion, she volunteered to be acting supervisor, and after she was promoted to supervisor, she often would accept the acting manager role. I could always count on her. She's the kind of person that volunteers for special projects when nobody else will, or when there are important projects and she wants to be involved. She volunteered for so much, I was afraid she'd get overwhelmed. I had to try to teach her to say no so she wouldn't be overwhelmed. Before she was promoted to supervisor, I would often see her at work on weekends when I'd come into work, she'd try to catch up on special projects or just help out with any needs at the water plants or special projects in the laboratory. And after she became supervisor, I would still see her at the laboratory building, administration building on weekends too. She works late on weekdays, she works on weekends, but she knows how to balance work with her personal life too. She has a son and husband that she tries to spend as much time as possible with. She's a wonderful family person too. I'm blessed to work with Keshia. I really am. Before she started with the City of Dayton, she was doing brain research down at the University of Cincinnati. Then she became a bacteriologist chemist in her lab. And there was a need for operators to get certifications after we established that requirement for water treatment plant operators and some others. So Keshia would help out with training operators towards obtaining their Ohio EPA water license. In fact, she would set up special training sessions on weekends, her own time, that were called monster math sessions because people struggle with the math that was involved on the water operator exams. She also took on teaching the basic water class for the Operator Training Committee of Ohio, and her students were passing the state exam at a rate that was the highest in the state of Ohio. She also provides private study sessions for operators when time is available. And because of all her volunteer efforts and her teaching efforts, Keshia was named Water Department Employee of the Year in January 2014. Since September 2005, I was her supervisor when she was a bacteriologist chemist, and then she was promoted to Water Treatment Technical Supervisor over the laboratory, among other duties, and then I was her supervisor still as manager of the division. And selected Keshia, and we were very happy that we made that selection because she turned out to be someone who always wanted to learn. She was smart, but she wanted to learn more. She became heavily involved with operations, helping out the operators and trying to spend as much time as possible doing her regular job and learning about operations at the water plants and also at the well fields. If I need someone to fill in as a supervisor, perhaps at the well fields too, when there's a shortage, she'll volunteer. She'll volunteer to help out in any way that she's needed. Keshia is a Class 3 water supply operator, but she was approved to take the Class 4 exam, so she's working on that. She's got 3 sections completed. I know that she'll eventually get her Class 4 completed, and then she can become operator record for either of our 2 water plants, which are rated as Class 4 water treatment plants.
And I understand she also teaches some of those classes.
She was teaching the basic water class for the Operator Training Committee of Ohio, but because of time constraints, she helped guide one of her employees to become the instructor for the basic water class. Yes, her students have the highest, when she was teaching the basic water class, her students had the highest passing rate for the state exam in Ohio. So that just indicates how good she is at teaching the class. And she helps out too with private study sessions also, to help operators not only work towards attaining the Water 1 license, but also the Water 2 or the Water 3 license. Her position is Water Treatment Technical Supervisor. Her main responsibility is supervising the water quality laboratory. There's a staff of 8 people, the people that sample and test the water from the wells, the production wells, the monitoring wells, also the plant process water and the water plant effluent, and also samples collected from the distribution system. So she's part of that, and the laboratory also will test samples collected from the lime plant too, to make sure that we have high quality lime, and we do, to provide lime for treatment at our water plants and for other water treatment plants across Ohio too. In addition to that, the laboratory is involved with research projects and also optimization projects at the water plants and the well fields, and they conduct evaluation projects of the sand filters and other water treatment processes too, to ensure that those are optimized.
So how many employees does she have?
She has 8 direct reports when fully staffed, but she could use a lot more. So a supervisor normally wouldn't be out in the field collecting samples, but there are times when she has to get out in the field and collect samples at hospitals occasionally, but also the well fields, the distribution system. So she'll do the things that her staff members will do sometimes. So but she's also, I'm sorry?
Also, she's right in the trenches with them.
Or yeah, sometimes she's right in the trenches there. She's not afraid to get her hands dirty. Yeah, she's also involved with regulatory compliance work. That's an important task for her. Yes, there's new water quality regulations, monitoring requirements, and treatment requirements that get issued by the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency. So that's a constant demand, the increasing regulatory compliance workload. Water quality is something that's 24, water treatment, water quality is something that's a 24/7 operation. We have 5 24/7 operations that are divisions responsible for the well fields, the Miami Water Treatment Plant, the Atta Water Treatment Plant, the lime plant, and pumping operations. So that's something that she's involved with, and she cooperates with every supervisor and can effectively talk and work with any employee or the public too. She's great at customer service. She used to conduct a lot of treatment plant tours and go out into classrooms to provide talks about water treatment and water quality. But she's developed her staff so that they can conduct the tours and also go out to classrooms and talk. She's got a great staff, and I think that reflects her work with her staff. The laboratory is doing contract laboratory work with other public water systems, and often upon request from the Environmental Protection Agency. They will ask our laboratory to do testing for water systems that are having some problems with conducting testing, or if another water system doesn't have anybody they can do testing, that can perform testing for them, for example, they have a water main break, they need bacteria testing performing. Private laboratories aren't available usually over holiday weekends, but our laboratory is available 7 days a week, including holidays, to conduct testing. So we always have someone that's on call on weekends, including holiday weekends, that's available to conduct water quality testing. Sometimes that's Keshia. No, actually that was started years ago, but she's, like she is with many other projects, she was on board with it right away. She's a yes person, and she's open to new ideas and expanding horizons.
Great.
Yes.
Can I hire her?
Yeah, no. I hope that Keshia always stays with our division. Yeah.